Good evening. I'd like to wish everyone a happy and a healthy new year and welcome everyone to our January 1st, 2021 council meeting. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance. Please remain standing for a moment of silence and our prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As customary in this chamber, we stand for a moment of silence to remember those who are protecting our freedoms, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and this evening the mayor would like to speak about someone.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to acknowledge the sudden passing of Mayor Jerry Tamburo from our neighboring town of Monroe, who died suddenly. Jerry was committed to public service for the last 20 years. He started out as a councilman in 2001, became council president, and was elected mayor in 2015 and re-elected last year, so he was in his second term. So I just ask everyone, as a colleague and a fellow elected official, that would keep him, his family, and his many friends in our thoughts and prayers. I thank you, Council.
A moment of silence, please. Mr. Pescitti, a prayer, please.
Dear Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve thee in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear thy voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right, and grant that we have a good conscience and soul at peace with thee and with one another. Amen.
Amen. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper of the meeting and has been posted in public places. Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Here.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli? Here. Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Here.
Mr. Pescitti?
Here.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Here.
Ms. Walker? Here. President Sohor?
Here.
We have 7 present, President.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. And we'll now go into the body of the meeting. We do not have presentations this evening, correct? And approval of minutes, there are none this evening? No. Okay, so that's moving on. Mayor appointments. Action made by the mayor of the Township of Old Bridge appointing members to the planning board.
Thank you, Council. Tonight, I would like to announce the mayor's designee on the planning board for a one-year term, a continuation of last year's Mr. Steve Mamakis. As our Class 2 member, municipal official, another carryover, someone very knowledgeable and has done a great job on the planning board, Mr. Casey Lenning. A 4-year term, a Class 4 member, again, another carryover, Mr. Martin Pink will be carrying, and a newcomer. We are filling a vacancy on the alternate 2 member, a newcomer to the board, Mr. Kevin Garcia.
Thank you very much.
We wish them well for
Yep.
for this coming year.
Absolutely.
And the planning board, as of many of our boards, do such a fine job. Very proud of these people who volunteer and give up their time.
Yes, very, very proud
President.
of
So
them.
thank you, Council.
Yep, you're welcome. And it is true, our volunteers are phenomenal, and it's a big job. That board is a very big, very important board. Thank you, Mayor. Next will be Mayor with Council concurrence, resolution consenting to the reappointment of James F. Weber, JMC, as municipal court judge for the Township of Old Bridge for a 3-year term ending 2023.
Yes, Council.
Okay, do I have a motion from the council?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Mayor. Next will be council appointments. A resolution of the Township Council of Old Bridge appointing council member to Planning Board. Do I have someone for?
Nominate Eric DePalma.
Second.
Okay, Eric DePalma is nominated by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pescitti.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Next will be a resolution of the Township Council of Township of Old Bridge appointing members to the Rent Stabilization Board. Do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Pat Kearns.
Second.
Okay, nominated by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Ms. President Sohor, can you just identify which position we're nominating this for?
This is for the tenant
Thank you.
position. And the tenant position on the rent stabilization is an appointment. It will, 1/1/2021, expiration 12/31/2023.
Thank you. Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
President, we have 7 ayes.
Okay. Next will be the rent stabilization 3-year appointment. It starts from 1/1, it was 1/1/2019, it's vacant, till 12/31/2021. It's a tenant appointment. Do I have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate for the tenant, John Calprin.
Second.
Okay, nominated by Mrs. Walker and second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
President, we have 7 ayes.
Okay. Next will be a resolution of the Township of Old Bridge appointing members to the Municipal Utilities Authority. This is a 5-year seat, from February 1st, 2021 to January 31st, 2026.
I'd like to nominate Bruce Walker, moving from the alternate 2 to the 5-year voting member. Thank you.
Second.
Okay, nomination was made by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Murphy.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Abstain.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 6 ayes, 1 abstention, and 2 absent.
Okay, next will be a 5-year unexpired term of Mr. Bruce Walker. It was an appointment from February 1st, 2021 till January 31st, 2025. Do I have a nomination?
Move it. Nominate Ed Castley.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Rizzoli nominated Ed Casterly, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Abstain.
And President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 6 ayes, 1 abstention, and 2 absent.
I clarify that, that was for the unexpired term that was vacated by Mr. Walker, correct, that appointment?
Yes, yes,
Okay, just for the record, so it's clear.
right, that's what yeah.
What is it?
That motion was to fill the vacancy that was created by Mr. Walker's resignation as the alternate. That's what I just want to confirm.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay, are we good now, Mr. Roselli?
Yes,
Okay, very good, all right. Okay, next will be a resolution of the township appointing members to the zoning board, okay? And let me get to the zoning board. Okay, the first one is a 4-year appointment. It's 1/1/2021 till December 31st, 2024.
I'd like to nominate Roseanne Andrews.
Okay, nominated by Mr. Pescetti, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Next is Zoning Board of Adjustment, four-year term. It's from January 1st, 2021 till December 31st, 2024.
I'd like to nominate Mr. James Sullivan.
Second.
Okay. Nominated by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay. A resolution of the Township of Old Bridge appointing the business administrator as public agency compliance officer
I'd like,
pursuant to NJAC 1727-3.3 for the year 2021.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Moncheshaw.
I'll
Second.
second.
Okay, nominated by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
A resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Old Bridge appointing the Township Clerk as Tax Assessment Officer. Do I have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Gabrielle Saboni.
Second it.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
A resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Old Bridge appointing Dawn Swoboda as Tax Search Officer.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Rizzoli, second by Mr. Paschetti.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
A resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Old Bridge appointing Dawn Borbley as Municipal Housing Liaison.
Move it.
Moved by Mr. Paschetti, second by Mr. Murphy.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
President, we have 7 ayes.
Okay, that concludes our appointments, and once again, I'd like to say thank you to all those who have stepped up to volunteer for these boards. It's a big responsibility, and we really do appreciate you coming forward and giving us of your time to the community. So thank you once again, everyone. Next will be the bill list. Mrs. Walker?
Accounts payable, January 4th, 2021, $1,233,156.47.
Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Okay, moved by Mr. Murphy, second by Mr. Paschetti.
Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli? Yes. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Payroll, December 18th, 2020, $844,890.70.
Move it. Second.
Moved by Mr. Murphy, second by Mr. Paschetti.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Payroll overtime, December 18th, 2020, $140,598.49.
Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Paschetti, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Council President, if I may,
Yes, please.
this payroll, which is the final payroll of the year, which covers the payout, the comp time payout, accumulated comp time payout, as we require under our bargaining agreement. So that includes majority of these overtime is related to the comp time payout. For For police department, the sworn police officer overtime was $100,541.14. Deduct grant, $1,201.90. And again, what I said is deduct earned time off, $66,637.90. Net overtime for police department was $32,701.34, representing 462.50 man and women hours. The pandemic-related overtime was $30,086.80. There were 2 officers injured on duty, on light duty, and 4 officers quarantined. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shaw.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
That concludes the bill list.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Walker. Okay, this evening, we don't have any ordinances for second reading, correct?
No.
Okay, so next will be public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period of 3 minutes. This includes the consent agenda items. So anyone from the public wishing to call in now would be your opportunity to call in to comment on any subject matter or any of the consent agenda items.
To make a comment to the council, you'll need to connect to Zoom. The call-in number for Zoom is 929-205-6099. Our Zoom ID is 813-0188-5590. If you are in the Zoom account, you can raise your hand by pressing *9 from your phone, Option or Alt-Y from your computer, or choosing the raise hand option in your app or computer, your phone or computer app. Once your hand is raised, I'll identify you, and you can address the council. So we do have someone. Phone number ending 9663. I'm asking you to unmute yourself. You're unmuted. Please, you can address the council. Please identify your name and address for the record. Phone number ending 9663. Please, you're unmuted and I'd be able to address council. You've muted yourself again. I'm going to lower your hand. If you'd like to raise your hand again, feel free. And you have somebody else raising their hand. I've identified you as Mike Vincilios. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I've asked you to unmute. Why isn't it playing? Mike, can you please speak?
You hear me,
Yes.
council?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry for the difficulties.
No problem. Can you please just state your name and address for the record, please?
Sure, my name is Mike Vingileos, and my address is 264 John Street in South Amboy.
Okay, and you can address the council.
Okay, I there, I think it was some time back in 2019, it might have been October, I'm not exactly sure of the date. But I'm a medical marijuana patient, and I'm not part of any organization or company. I represent only myself. I'm an advocate who shares my story of using medical marijuana to get off of and stay off of heroin and methadone for nearly 3 years now. I take what I do and the story of my journey very seriously. My message is not only shared in hopes of helping others who may be sharing similar addiction struggles. I also share it in order to be a resource for those who may not know opiate use disorder is a qualifying condition to enroll in the medical marijuana program. Through sharing my recovery journey, it's extremely therapeutic for me as well. I've shared my story to almost 30 towns in person over the last 2 years to tell my success story to councils all across the state of New Jersey. When I spoke back in October of 2019, the council seemed mostly unaware that there was a ban that had included the medical. What I basically would like to, I would like for you guys to possibly revisit it, look at it with an open mind, a fresh set of eyes. I understand that you were taking a proactive approach initially, and nothing was set in stone, and it was meant to be revisited and take a look at it. So I think I would like to maybe get some feedback from the council if there has been any talks going on or anything about amending the medical portion of that ordinance, because Old Bridge is almost 50 square miles, and that's a lot of people who if they enroll in the medical marijuana program or are a patient, it's you're boxing out a lot of people in your town, a lot of residents, and the New Jersey Health Department just released a statement saying that 8 people a day in New Jersey are dying from overdoses. The pandemic has made addiction and mental health extremely more complicated for people with those struggles. So I think it's imperative, and I think it's important that you guys take a fresh look at the ordinance that maybe some of you aren't even aware exists. Because when we came there back in October of last year, or 2019, it seemed as if some people on the council was unaware that that was even part of the ban. So I'd like to just thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Like I said, I take my story very seriously, my success story. It's meant to be shared to help others, and I help myself along the way. As I stated, I'm almost 3 years clean from no opiates, and I credit largely the medical marijuana for that. So if you guys could possibly please just take a serious, fresh look at it again,
Sir?
and that would make me feel good that you guys are taking it serious.
Sir, your
Yes.
3 minutes is up. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm going to return to member 9663. I've asked you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Aubrey Conway, and my address is 2301 Timber Ridge Court in Parlin. I'm sorry for the difficulties earlier. I don't know why it wasn't working. But by way of qualifications, I just wanted to follow up as well. I spoke there when Mike spoke there as well. I'm on the board of one of the current operational medical marijuana dispensaries in New Jersey. I've spoken all over the state. I've spoken in other states. I've done a press conference with the governor. And I echo his statements, not only for Old Bridge to just revisit the medical portion of the ban of marijuana in the town, but also I wanted to share as a professional in, I've been on this board for almost 7 years now, and I specialize in helping terminal patients and children. Sometimes terminal children, unfortunately, and their families in the program. And while I've done that, I've done all these things and achieved all these things. And I just want to state that one of my very best friends lived in Old Bridge, born and raised, died in March from the opiate epidemic. So I just want to come to you, even a fresh counsel, and I'm coming to you with a fresh perspective. I've spoken everywhere about how patients need more access. And now I'm coming to you as not only a professional, but someone who lost one of their best friends to the opiate epidemic. And if I believe Old Bridge, I know Old Bridge, I've worked in Old Bridge, I go to church in Old Bridge. I know that there's compassion in Old Bridge, and on that council, be it new, there's older members there too. And I just beg you to reconsider, just to give thought to the medical portion. When no one's talking about legalization, I have no interest in that or recreational use. it doesn't matter to me. But I would love if Old Bridge could please reconsider. And thank you for listening for tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Next, I'm unmuting Doug Flynn. I've asked you to unmute. Please identify your name and address for the record, please.
Douglas Flynn, 16 Orchard Drive, right here in Old Bridge. Thank you, Council. Just wanted to echo the last two callers' sentiment about the medical marijuana stance of the Old Bridge Council. I'm friends with Mr. Councilman Piscitti and Councilman Murphy's sons. I've seen far too many young people pass away in their prime from the opioid epidemic. And if there's anything that the town council can do to open up access to medical marijuana to people that are struggling through this crisis, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you. And I have another identified by phone number, last few digits 3592. I've asked you to unmute. (3592). I've asked you to unmute. I just need you to unmute your phone. Can I move on because they're not unmuting? Mark, can I move on because they're not unmuting? I'm asking them to unmute and they're not unmuting the phone. Caller, last number is 3592. I'm asking you to unmute. Please follow the instructions, otherwise we're going to have to move on.
Hello, good evening, Council.
Yes, can you please identify by name and address, please?
My name is Nina Joknowitz, 203 West Greystone Road. I'd like to also recapitulate the support for medical marijuana and also to remind the Council that the state of New Jersey passed and the citizens of New Jersey passed not just medical marijuana, but recreational marijuana use. They want to approve it. And if you guys are all supporting the law by this that are created by the state for the citizens of the state, you have to follow all rules. But that's not why I called tonight. First, I wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody. And I also wanted to say that just two Mondays from now, the 18th, is Martin Luther King's Day. It's a day of service, and unfortunately, I still don't see anything populating in the township on any website. So there is a new website. It's Old Bridge, Martin Luther King Day of Service. And everybody can go to that site. And there's a lot of things already being populated there that people can do on that Monday. Many of us have our children home, of course, because the schools are locked, or they're not in public school. They're on virtual. But also Monday is a day off for the kids. So you're looking for things to do. But I do actually have a question which I did reach out to Hamacho directly about, and I'd like to understand two things. One is it was kind of surprising to see that you guys put in I was perusing your finances because you guys post them, and I was surprised to see that it took $4,000 to put in a hot water heater, so I was trying to understand where that hot water heater was and what kind it was, because it seemed awfully excessive. I'm sure everybody here on council has had a water heater put in, and $4,000 is a little bit over. And the second thing, which is even more important, is that I've noticed that on a monthly basis, the law firm Roselli Griegel, the council's law firm, charges us about $22,000 every month. And I'm trying to understand where that money is going for how many hours of service. And how does the council pick a law firm? Do you guys actually bid it out? Because it seems like a lot of money, $22,000 a month, to pay for a person to sit on council and write, what is he doing? What are they doing? Can you answer that? Thank you very much, and Stay safe from COVID. Thank you. Waiting for your answer.
Do you have any more comments to make? Okay. Oh. There's no other hands raised right now for public comment.
Second.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no
Okay.
votes on. Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 to close public comment.
No. Next will be our consent agenda. I would like to ask for a motion and a second, and then I'll take separations from
Move
the
it.
council.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. Piscitty.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma, do you have any to remove?
T24.
Okay. Any others? Okay, thank you. Dr. Greenberg Belli?
No, thank you.
Mr. Merman is absent. Mr. Murphy?
No.
Mr. Piscitty?
None, thank you.
Mr. Rizzoli?
I don't have any, thank you.
Ms. Walker?
No, thank you.
President Sohor?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
So the only to remove is C24.
So we'll vote on the balance.
Okay. Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, next will be C24, Mr. DePalma.
Yep, no question on this, just wanted to separate this to highlight, some of the things that do happen within the township. I know folks ask, if we have a lot of disabled veterans, other things. This is just one of the things highlighting of the tax exemption for a totally disabled veteran and the tax credit for the property, just to make sure that people do understand that there are programs out there should you qualify for them. So just make sure that you are on the onlook for that. That's all.
Okay.
No one has anything else, I'll move it.
Second.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. DePalma, second by Mr. Murphy, or Mr. Pescetti? Okay, Mr. Pescetti.
And Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Next is, we don't have any ordinance at first reading this evening. Next will be report of the township clerk.
Yes, I actually want to say something tonight. I just wanted to let everyone know that we are still currently accepting applications for citizen leadership, which is volunteer on any of our boards and committees that operate throughout the town, whether they be advisory or some of our authorities. The applications are available on our website, oldbridge.com, or if you'd like to contact the clerk's office, we'll be happy to email them to you, and then you can submit them to us for consideration for council or mayoral appointment to a board. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take a motion on her report.
Move it.
Moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. Murphy.
Walker and Murphy. Sorry. Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. DePalma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
7 ayes.
Okay. Do we have a report from the township attorney?
Nothing to report, Madam President, thank you.
Okay, and administrative report, Mr. Shah.
Council President, thank you. I do not have our usual report, so that should make a lot of people happy. But I do want to start this new year with the wonderful notes that we received in response to Mayor's public service announcement wishing the residents of Old Bridge Happy New Year. And I think it's, I shared that with you in email, but I thought it was important that I read here for everyone to listen to. So this was a direct response, and I'm basically quoting. Mayor Henry, your message to the Township of Old Bridge gave us hope that allows us to believe that better days are ahead of us. For your department and all of Old Bridge Municipal, I wrote a New Year, a New Beginning poem that I want to share with all. It is with great thought to individuals who are in need that a first responder, policeman, or just someone who cares shines their light of cares on those that needs halos of hope. In these days where playgrounds are more empty and most of us stay with less or no company at home, we have a faith in the policemen who chance up upon the street of our town to ensure the lonely or lively walk or ride home is safe and secure for all. When we see a policeman or women on the road while driving, we know they are rushing to enrich the life of another to make certain harm held away from every person, all people from everywhere, no matter how different or the same. An EMT and any medical worker, nurse, doctor, worker, works besides a person's ill and arrest their hard-working efforts in the hopes that we will be better sooner than later. Thanking our Township of Old Bridge and telling you how much in an ample abundance your hard work is appreciated as is in less in words, as your efforts are more in actions of hearts holding high a deep affection for life. And I thought it was such a heartwarming and satisfying for all Township, obviously you council member, mayor, and all of our staff who works hard day in and day out for the residents of Old Bridge.
Mr. Amachu, that was very nice, and I consider that your report, and I like to move it.
Mr. Murphy, second. Mrs. Walker?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Peschitti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Soher?
Yes, and thank you very much, Mr. Shaw, for your mini report.
Thank you all.
Next will be council member comments.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes, just a couple things. First, for anyone looking to get tested, the COVID testing is still happening this week, so Wednesday from 3 to 7. Also, for wards 1, 2, and 3, the tree pickup. So if you have Christmas trees, make sure you put them out tonight. They will be coming around to pick it up, and then next week will be 4, 5, and 6, and then the following week will be everyone who did not get them out, put them out for all wards. And the other thing I just wanted to talk about, I wanted to highlight somebody actually in my ward, a 14-year-old by the name of Madison Zamara. So Madison and her family were actually featured in the newest issue of All Around Old Bridge. So for the past, I think it's 9 years, Madison and her family have conducted a toy drive. This year it was for the St. Peter's University Children's Hospital. So Madison's a Ward 2 resident, also lives in the Lake Ridge Development. She goes to St. Benedict's. This year she collected over 400 toys, so 2 trips down to St. Peter's University Children's Hospital. Brought a lot of joy. So I would encourage everyone, look on the All Around Old Bridge. There's an article featuring her. I just wanted to make sure that we did highlight her, her family. You know, it's young people like her and all the people around Old Bridge that are doing great things like that, especially around the holiday. We want to make sure that we get their name out, make sure that they're given the kudos that they deserve. A lot of these folks don't do it for the praise, but they do deserve the praise, so I just wanted to make sure that we highlighted that. And that's all.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli?
Yes, I would just like to wish everyone many blessings in this new year, good health, good times, peace, love, and happiness, and hopefully better times are ahead of us soon. I hope the vaccine does make a difference. I hope the state does figure out the best way to disperse this vaccine. I know they were holding the vaccine and some of the reasons why they said over the holiday was they didn't want people to get it, and if there was, a reaction, I don't know. I think that should be up to the choice of people, but I feel the quicker that they get it out there, the better it will be. So hopefully that will happen soon for those who want the vaccine, that it will be available to them. And obviously there is a chain of command, how it will be dispersed, but not only that, who will get it first besides the first responders, the elderly, and those with other disabilities. So once again, healthy and happy to everyone, and we look forward to continue the good work in Old Bridge. And as a community, I think that we've seen time and time again that people do come together and we get many positive things done. And I hope that is the emphasis and the things that we focus on this year. Love to all.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, I'd just like to say, I really feel that we had a pretty good year last year in Old Bridge, as bad as the COVID situation was and everything. And I was glad to see everybody working together. And with this meeting tonight, I'm hoping this is what's the outcome going to be, everybody working for the town. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes, thank you. I too want to just wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. And I want to just give a special thanks to all the department heads in Old Bridge, to the mayor, to the business administrator. This is a very challenging year, financially and otherwise. And guys did a really good job. Everybody pulled together, did a good job. And also kudos to the council. Got a lot of good work done, and looking forward to the next year. Thank you.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Thank you. Just as a reminder, there's been an extension for the senior tax freeze until February 1st, so please get your applications in. And just as usual, support our local businesses and our food bank. There's a lot of people in need right now. And I know I've been receiving emails about the unemployment people still not receiving it. Unfortunately, the email link that I had is no longer operational, so I'm able to provide with phone numbers. That's right now what we've been given, so that's all I'm able to share at this time. If you reach out to me through my township email, I'll provide you with the phone numbers. Thank you.
Ms. Walker?
Yes, I would just like to thank all of our first responders, our police, our firemen, first aid, CERT, everyone, because this has been a rough year, not the usual danger, but with the COVID, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for our town. And I just want to wish everyone a safe and healthy new year.
President Sohor?
Yes, thank you. Just in closing, I also naturally wish everyone a very healthy, happy new year. And I know this, we are holding in a good pattern now, and I think people are feeling confident that we have a way to proceed in this town, and that's very important. I think the calmness and how we are running this whole situation with the COVID, I think people feel that there is stability here in Old Bridge, and I think there's a lot of good times ahead of us. So hopefully we will prevail this year, and it'll be a good year for everyone, and happy and healthy.
Council President, if I may, I'd just like to make a few comments. I know Councilman Greenberg touched upon it, the vaccination process, which I'm all sure we're fielding a lot of calls on and questions. Today at 5 o'clock, Mr. Shah and I were involved on a phone call with the county, who's going to be in charge of the rollout of the vaccination here in Middlesex County. I have some basic information. They've broke it down into 1A, 1B, and 1C. 1A is underway right now. In fact, the first vaccinations under 1A were right here in Old Bridge at the nursing home, the Roosevelt Care Center. As we see on the news, our healthcare workers are being vaccinated along with the residents in our nursing homes and assisted care facilities. 1B, which I believe now is also starting, which is our EMTs are getting vaccinated. Next will be our first responders, fire, police, And I believe 1B, as I heard, is going to be the population above 75 years of age will be included in 1B. 1C are going to be people at the age of 16 and older, which have maybe underlying conditions or at risk with health issues. They will also be included in the phase 1 of the vaccinations. The county is confident that they can complete phase 1, A, B, and C by the end of February. And our next call with them is January 19th, and they have told us that we will be getting schedules at that time for when certain members of the public will be able to get the vaccination. Mr. Shah and I have offered any assistance we can give here in Old Bridge. We're hoping to get a vaccination location. The county is opening up a super location. I believe it's going to be the Exposition Hall in Edison, Expo Hall, as the county main facility. They hope to accomplish about 2,000 vaccinations a day. So we're hoping to get one here in Old Bridge as they expand. They believe the weak link in the chain is going to be people to administer the vaccinations. So they're looking for volunteers who are qualified to give vaccines, retired nurses who still have their credentials, nurses now, school nurses, anyone in the public that can possibly give out a vaccination or inject people. They're looking for help. So if anyone has any ideas or knows people that can volunteer, that's going to be the sticking point, we believe. So that's all I have right now, but as soon as information becomes available, accurate information, we will get it out to you and the residents and the public as fast as we can. It's important now that we all stay vigilant with the face coverings and the social distancing. Don't fall off your guard right now. That's just as important. And everyone knows that this vaccination process is a 2-shot process. So you'll be vaccinated, I believe it's 28 days. You'll get it once, and then you're going to have to go back and get it again. So you can only imagine the logistics that's going on here to vaccinate close to 9 million people in the state of New Jersey. And the township, Old Bridge, is 70,000 people. And the goal is to vaccinate 70% of the population. So it was it was a good call from the county. So we're on it, and we will get information to you as fast as we can.
Great, thank you for the update. I did have residents call me. We had spoken earlier that, questioning how it's going to roll out, and so on. And they realize that it's a process. So hopefully we just keep everybody abreast of what's going on, and step by step, we have to go methodically.
Yes.
Yes.
I've had several questions from some of my ward, and then I didn't know about A, B, and C then. But their question was, if they come up with the vaccination, can they be made to take it, to take the vaccination if they don't want it? Like if they fall into A, B, or C?
No, that'll be mandatory. I don't believe they're forcing anyone to take the vaccine.
That's all I want to tell them. Okay, thank you very much.
Are you through, Mayor, as well? Any more comments, or you're good?
No, I'm good. If anyone has any questions, we'll get the information as fast as we can. On a daily basis, we try to update this.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and now I'll ask for an adjournment. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. Murphy.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg-Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin is absent. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes, thank you, and Happy New Year to everyone.